English 220. My name is Erica Davis, and my part of the project will be covering the partying. One critical issue Tuskegee students seem to have is managing when to party. Many students come to college thinking college is all about party, especially Tuskegee. Tuskegee is known for partying, but it's okay to party, but there's things that you must cover before you party, okay? If you know you want to party, one, you should be really focused on your time management. With this being said, managing your time is very important if you decide you want to party. Therefore, you need to get your work done in a timely fashion so you can have time to go out and enjoy yourself instead of going out and trying to rush back to finish a quiz that's due at 12 o'clock. I have to be honest, I have done this plenty of times, and it didn't end up with the results I wanted. I didn't end up, making a good score. So time management is very essential. Have a plan. So if you're going to go out and let's say the party is at 5, you won't be done with your homework by 5. Make a plan. I'm going to be home by 10 so I can have my test in by 12. So planning ahead of time to take your test is very essential also. If you know the deltas or the AKs or the sigmas or, are having a party on Friday, you might want to get ahead in all your classes. Getting ahead is turning in your work early, getting a head start on a paper, instead of waiting to the last minute to get your work in. Also, in reality, sometimes you have to sacrifice. You have to sacrifice the partying and everything, going out with your friends, because it's college. You're here to get an education, not to party. Not saying you shouldn't party. You should party, but you should do it smartly. Sometimes you might have to sacrifice going to a party in order to get your work in and on time. According to stress.org, 8 in 10 college students say they have frequently experienced stress in their daily lives over the past 3 months. This, I guarantee you, is from, not managing time properly. You won't be as stressed if you manage your time properly, sacrifice a couple of parties. And yes, so I feel as if one of the most critical issues Tuskegee students have is managing their partying habits.
Fixing the problems of going to class. Got to be proactive. Motivate yourself. Remember why you're here. Why you're supposed to go to this class. Don't take it for granted. Make a Google Calendar. I started making my Google Calendar in my sophomore year. It really came in handy. Once you figure out how to work it and you place everything that you're supposed to be doing and you structure your life will be so much easier. You'll actually have a whole lot more free time as well. Set alarms. If your problem is sleeping, sometimes your phone alarm won't work. Maybe you got to go out and get an actual alarm clock from Walmart, because sometimes your brain gets too used to that sound that your phone is playing. And if you are using your phone, maybe try switching up the sound. Also, you got to be social. Socialize with the people in your class. It makes class better to go to when you communicate and you socialize with the people in your class. Even if it means getting in class with people that you already socialize with. When you get further along in your college career, most of the time in those classes, it'd be the same people anyway. It'd be the same people that's in your major. These people will also help you if you've missed class. They'll keep you updated. And again, if the problem is sleeping, communicate with your teacher. Let your teacher know that you have a problem waking up. Sometimes an 8 o'clock class is just hard to get up for. And be social with your classmates. Maybe you are cool enough for a classmate to come knock on your dorm door like, hey, class is about to start in 30 minutes. Or even call you. Like, keep calling you until you get there. Actually, I've even had teachers that call me. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. Hey, where's Jason? If I'm not there, I'm getting a phone call from a random Birmingham number because it's my teacher.
Meeting with your professors is extremely important if you want to stay ahead of the game. They want you to exceed just as bad as you want to exceed. They want you to understand the assignments, know what to expect on exams, and give solicited feedback when you are struggling. But unfortunately, a lot of students don't take advantage of their teacher's office hours. When you have general questions that the entire class might need the answer to, it is perfectly fine to ask questions in class. But anytime you have more personal issues and concerns and questions, it's best to see the professor in his or her office hours. Randall S. Hansen, author of the article Empowering Academic, College, and Career Success, says that professors have posted office hours for the benefit of you. We sit in our offices waiting to impart sage advice, give feedback, and offer more thorough explanations. We are there to answer your questions and provide direction for you. Now, how can you go about meeting with your professors? Do research when your professor has office hours and consider dropping in for a visit. They will enjoy this visit just as much as you will enjoy the visit. Don't wait until the end of the term to make an appointment with the professor and expect some miracle grade to come about. Do make a good first impression with your professor. Keep in mind that the professor has had just as long as a day as you have had. So if you go in with a great impression, then your professor is more than likely to help you more. Don't ever be rude or impolite to the professor. Do plan ahead and have an agenda for your meeting. Plan out the questions you will ask and the concerns that you may have. Don't be afraid of meeting with a professor who is intimidating in class or who has a different age, race, gender, or culture than you. Do make use of the advice the professors offer. Don't create a perception as a student who knows it all. Your professors are here to help you. If you know it all already, then what are they going to teach you?
Study habits. Have a plan. When you have a plan, then you can execute whatever you're trying to do and you'll succeed. Having a designated area should be one of the first steps you do when you create your study plan. When you have a designated area, you can go to this place whenever you're studying. You have minimal noise, minimal distractions. That way you can completely focus and you'll make a good grade. And you always want to set a specific time for studying. When you set a specific time, then you work your schedule around studying instead of working studying into your schedule, if that makes sense. So instead of saying, oh, I'll do it later, or I'll do it tomorrow, or I'll do it when I get home, and you may forget about it, and you'll end up cramming later once you do realize that you forgot to study, you'll say, okay, I have to study at 3 o'clock, and then you can keep that, and it forms a habit, and you'll always be studying at 3 o'clock. Also, you want to review the information that's expected to be on the exam first. Usually, professors, when they're presenting their lectures, they use PowerPoints or some other sort of visual way for you to see what it is that they're presenting. So make sure you take notes, or even if they are just speaking, make sure you take notes and listen to when they say, pay attention to this, or you may see this again, because that's usually letting you know that you will see that information again and it's going to be on the test. After that, then you want to study on all of the other points that have been spoken on that you may also see on the test. Another good study habit is joining a study group. You always want to study with people who are studying the same material. It doesn't help you if you're studying with someone that's studying chemistry and you're studying math, because they can't help you. When you're around people that are studying the same thing, that allows you to present other ideas, and they can help you on anything that you're misunderstanding, or you can help them on something that they misunderstand. And that way, you can be great as a collective, and you can help each other. Also, quizzing one another in study groups. That way, you're holding each other accountable to make sure that they know that information and you know that information. Another great study habit is to be organized. It always helps to keep a planner or some type of calendar. That way you can write down your due dates, write down assignments, write down test dates. That way you know it's coming up and you have this amount of time set so that you can study. Also, always take notes. Take notes, take notes, take notes. Whether you have a small notepad, an iPad, your phone, or just a regular notebook, make sure you take notes, because you can always look back on those notes and you'll have a template of what you need to be studying. And lastly, make sure you take breaks, because you don't want to strain your brain looking at a screen or a book for hours and hours and forgetting to eat, because then you really won't retain any information and you'll end up forgetting. So always take breaks and study hard.
Among the important aspects of being a college student, it can be difficult to remember the main reason of being in college, and that is to graduate. It can be difficult at times to juggle the social life with the academic life, with even the spiritual and physical lives as well. But we can never forget that the reason why we are in school is to graduate. The ultimate goal may be getting that diploma, but it is also within becoming a better person through all of our tribulations and all of our struggles that we go through that make us a better person. That's what the ultimate goal is.